Reiki symbols are one of the most interesting and fascinating aspects of Reiki. But they also bring a lot of confusion, as many practitioners and even teachers ask themselves, am I using them right? Am I drawing them correctly? Am I activating them the right way? Does it matter if I make a mistake? Is there any right or wrong to activate or draw them? In this video, we will break down the true role of Reiki symbols and how to use them effectively. You learn how to draw and activate them on your palms and body the right way. And we learn if the key elements actually matter and why the fear of doing them wrong might be holding you back. Remember that Reiki is all about intention and energy flow and connection to the universal life force energy. While symbols are powerful tools, if you wish to call them that way, they're not about perfection, but they are about energy and information channeled into the physical plane. So if you've ever hesitated to use Reiki symbols because you weren't sure if you're doing it right, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Vlad from ReikiScoop.com, and in this video we are going to talk about how to properly activate, use, draw the Reiki symbols and how to integrate them within your practice. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to take your Reiki practice to the next level through videos just like this one. Now, let's dive in. First of all, what are the Reiki symbols? Well, generally speaking, as some of you might know, Reiki symbols are spiritual tokens that basically connect, allow to activate a certain manifestation of the universal life force energy or within the life force energy spectrum. And you can notice that throughout history, symbols have been fascinating us. Not only the Reiki symbols, obviously, generally speaking, symbols, from spiritual symbols, religious ones, holistic ones, anything related to symbols has fascinated humanity throughout the ages. That's because somehow within our mind, there's a connection between the physical and the spiritual through these symbols. It's like they bridge the two worlds together. They connect them somehow. While some symbols should be kept secret because they are used for certain rituals that are not, they shouldn't be used or accepted so easily within our lives, some symbols are beneficial, and in my opinion they should not be kept a secret. Rather, they should be presented in a sacred way, the right way, so that more and more people can understand what they do, what do they connect to, how can you use them in your life so that you can improve certain areas of your life. That being said, I don't believe that in any practice, spiritual, holistic practice, perhaps even religious practice, we shouldn't solely rely on symbols, because it's the practice itself that makes the difference more than just a symbol. The symbol has something, has an energy, has ability to bring that manifestation, at least to a certain extent, just by itself. But when you act on using it, when you activate it, when you have the intention of it bridging, that symbol bridging the physical and the spiritual, that's when you use it to its true value. When it comes to the Reiki symbols, they are beneficial. They should not be kept secret. They should be promoted so that people can understand what Reiki is, what kind of symbols are those, why are we using symbols? Is it a religion? Is it something like a cult? No, nothing like that. Reiki is not a religion, nor is it a cult. It's just a practice that places your mind, body, and spirit in a state of healing. And it helps you cleanse residual energies. It helps you clear out your mind and clear a path through life for removing obstacles from the physical realm and from the energetic realm so that you can evolve. And that's the purpose of Reiki. Beyond healing, it has the purpose of you growing your awareness, connecting to a higher consciousness, higher level of consciousness, and connecting to the divine plane of existence so that you can guide your life to be in service of divinity and to be in service of others, but in a balanced way, so that first of all you can take care of yourself and then you can take care of others. So within Reiki there's also a fear, and it's not necessarily a fear of the symbols being anything but beneficial. but it's the fear of not using them properly. I know this because I have experienced this. To be more precise, there are a few fears. The first one is, do they work? If I activate a Reiki symbol, does it work? Does something happen? Am I channeling universal energy different? Basically, the idea is that when you activate a Reiki symbol, yes, your potential for channeling universal life force energy in a more abundant way grows. So even if you don't feel at first anything when you activate a Reiki symbol, and I will explain in a minute how you properly, if I can say that, activate them, that's when you activate it, that's when, even if you don't feel anything, you allow the universal energy to flow in a more abundant manner. There is another fear of, if I activate them properly, most of the practitioners think that, do I activate them? Is it the other way around? Do I activate it in my palms? Do I activate it on my chakras? Did I do the lines correctly? Now, here's the thing. In short, the way a normal, traditional Reiki practitioner does it is, you activate the Reiki symbols first of all in your palms. The way to do that is, I use the dominant hand, and I am pointing out 3 fingers, the thumb, first finger and the middle finger, because these are supposed to hold most of the energy of your palm. So this is the dominant hand, and I activate the first symbol in my non-dominant hand, and then vice versa. When I activate a symbol, I pronounce its name 1, 2, or 3 times for each time I activate it. Why am I doing that? Because there are 3 levels in which the symbol activates. It's the spiritual, the energetic, and the physical. The spiritual means it connects to a certain entity, in this case a beneficial one, a certain Reiki guide, or a multitude of guides, because the symbol can connect to a multitude of ranks between a hierarchy within the spiritual plane. So it has a spiritual value. It has an energetic value, meaning that you connect to a certain energy, a certain manifestation of universal life force energy. And the physical one means that you are doing your best to bring all that energy into the physical plane as much as possible, so that you can channel that universal energy within the spectrum that's part of the universal energy that you're trying to access through that symbol, that spectrum. So the first symbol, usually, as we usually learn, is the Cho Ku Rei symbol, for example, right? And that connects to a certain manifestation, universal life force energy, as I'm mentioning, and I will keep on mentioning it. And this is how you activate it. You take your 3 fingers, or 1 finger, or your hand, or however you prefer to do it. I prefer to do it like this, the way I originally learned it. So this is my dominant hand, this is my non-dominant hand. And the way I activate it is the way it is represented, the way you see it on the internet. And I do have a paper here, and I will show you immediately. So that's Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei. Now, I do it here. Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei. The clapping is more of an integration, a sealing, a crystallization of the fact that I am actually clearly using them into the physical plane right now. In this case, I'm most likely preparing for a self-treatment within the Reiki practice. So it's the same for each of the chakras. If you want to activate Cho Ku Rei for the heart chakra, as I'm holding my hand now, you activate it as it was on the hand. Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei. And here's my drawing. It's not perfect, don't laugh. Of the Cho Ku Rei. I don't know if you can see it. All right, so it's exactly as you can find it on my website, and the way you can find it usually on the internet. And the way you see it, that's the way you activate it, and that's the way you activate it on each of the 7 chakras. It might be mirrored for you if I'm not sure. Basically, it starts from the left to right, from up, down, and the spiral is counterclockwise. That's the traditional way I learned it. Some students practitioners have approached me and told me, Vlad, I've learned it the other way around. From right to left, then down, then clockwise. This happens I think only for Cho Ku Rei. Not only with a spiral for sure, because it's the only one who has which has a spiral. The second version that I was just mentioning, from the way I learned it, is the reverse is known as the reverse Cho Ku Rei, which has a different function of pulling out excessive energy from someone, something, so that you allow them to calm down, maybe sleep, relax. When there is too much, there is an excess, because there is such a thing to have an excess, and I know that how it is to receive energy at night from someone that I asked to help me, and I couldn't sleep anymore because it was a tremendous amount of energy, and that person was well connected to universal life force energy. It was abundantly flowing, and I was waking not too tired but not rested, so it was a crazy thing. So I asked them to change the hours. Basically, when you have too much energy, you use the reverse Cho Ku Rei. And you can use it in multiple ways, even for certain bacteria infections that you want to take out their vital energy so that they can, not exist anymore within the body when you have a problem. That's another story for another time. But it does remove excessive or the remaining amount of energy. That person, if you do that to a person, it will not go to sleep immediately, but they will feel the effect as they go throughout the day. So that's how Cho Ku Rei is activated, the way you see it here. Hope that's focused. That's exactly the way I activated on each and every chakra, on my palms, as I was showing you. Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei. In this palm, Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei, Cho Ku Rei. You don't need to pronounce it 3 times, you can pronounce it 10 times, you can pronounce it 1 time. Just pronounce it. I was used to this idea, pronounce it 3 times, clap 3 times. I don't want to anchor myself only in this ideology. Sometimes I don't even say its name because I'm used to them. The more you work with the symbol, the more you integrate it, the more easy it becomes for you to channel it, to access it, to understand it. Another symbol, Sei Hei Ki, again, not perfect. I just drew them so you can understand my point of view. I hope that's clear. Sei Hei Ki. Same. Sei Hei Ki, Sei Hei Ki, Sei Hei Ki. Sei Hei Ki, Sei Hei Ki, Sei Hei Ki. And exactly the way you see it activated on each and every chakra. In fact, in my articles, I explain how you can activate Sei Hei Ki and Cho Ku Rei when I have my dedicated articles for each one of them. And I also have the book, The Ultimate Reiki Symbols Guide, in which I present all the symbols that I know of and how to connect to them, even if you're not attuned for some of them, for most of them, probably because they are from many systems and many practices. So I also have them here and I present how to use them. Now, there comes another fear, another question. There's maybe the Sei Hei Ki, as I was showing you, and there's also Honshaze Shonen, the distance symbol, which has 22 lines, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a real Japanese kanji, kotodama, multiple spiritual concepts into one. It's a real spiritual representation, isn't it? Beautiful symbol. So what do you do there? What if you mistaken a few lines? What if, Vlad, what if there are 10 versions of it online? And there are. Look, here's the thing. For a symbol, what matters most is to know generally how it looks like and its name, because it helps you connect to it, to the concept, to the concepts that it represents. That's the first thing. Second of all, to know when to use it. Honshaze Shonen is used for distance healing. You're not going to use it for something else, perhaps, or you can try, but generally speaking, that's what it's used for. And when to use it. So there are situations in which you need a certain symbol from a system. Being attuned to multiple systems, I know that there are symbols for specific situations, elements, events, problems, healing alternatives. So its name and how it looks like generally. You don't need to know exactly each line, what it does, and when to use it. Those are the most important things you need to know about the symbol. Generally, it doesn't have to be only Reiki, generally speaking. So, does it matter if you mistake a line from a symbol, like a complex symbol such as Honshaze Shonen? No, it doesn't. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to draw it completely different. You make a smiley face. Perhaps you should know at least how it looks like. If you mistake a couple of lines, it's not a tragedy. What matters is as I mentioned, those three elements, but also your intention. What's your intention? Your intention is to send distance healing. Oh, I know Honshaze Shonen, that it's a big symbol with 20-something lines. I know it's Honshaze Shonen, I know generally how it looks like, I know it's used for distance healing, and I know it's used together with Cho Ku Rei and Sei Hei Ki. And when do I use it? Well, when I want to send distance healing, or I want to help someone, or I want to send universal energy distance healing for a project to stimulate its potential for manifesting into the physical world. There you have it. Does it matter if you mistaken a few lines? No. Obviously, I was learning them for so much time that I know the lines. However, there are 10 versions of Honshaze Shonen on the internet. None of them is wrong. The ideology remains the same because the Japanese language has, as you probably know, a lot of variations, dialects, if I can call them that. There are many variations, and they have different representation for their concepts and words, especially in the old times, because the Reiki symbols are old, and they are older than more than we know. That's another story for another time. So, does it matter? No, it doesn't really matter if you mistaken. You should at least know how it looks like. Again, you cannot put a circle instead of Honshaze Shonen. You should have a general idea, and if you really want to go into learning each curve and line, that's perfectly fine. I did do that. Did it help? For the peace of mind, maybe, but I realized in time that it was just intention. The more I worked with a symbol, the more I integrated it, and the more I understood when to use it, what it does, and what it looks like and its name, the more I perceived it easily, and I managed to use it in self-treatment, treatment on others, in attunements, and so on. That's when you really work with a symbol, when you actually use it within the practice, not when you draw it on the wall or a paper. That's very cute and nice. And I used to play a lot with drawing them, but that's not the purpose. So, to recap, 3 elements you need to keep in mind from this video. First of all, the Reiki symbols, because we're going to keep on about the Reiki symbols, not in general. They are keys for opening certain manifestations within the universal life force energy spectrum. And they can enhance your practice in a sense that they offer a more abundant flow of energy, or they offer, to be more precise, the flow of energy that those symbols connect to. And the higher the vibration of the symbol, or the different higher manifestation it connects to, that's the more abundant flow of energy. For example, Cho Ku Rei has a different vibration and a different purpose than Daikomyo, the master symbol from Usui Reiki. They access different manifestations. Daikomyo accesses a higher vibration, but also has a different purpose than Cho Ku Rei. Cho Ku Rei is more practical, more flexible, has more uses, whereas Daikomyo represents a concept of light, of pure light, the gateway of pure light. That's how it generally translates. The golden gate of pure light. And it has a different purpose for connecting to the higher self, the divine self, to enhancing the connection with universal life force energy, for feeling yourself with that vibration from which that symbol connects to, and for having a deep healing and like an enlightenment idea integrated within that practice when you use Daikomyo. So it's a different vibration. Neither is good or bad, wrong, or anything like that. It depends what you wish to achieve. Personally, to be honest with you, when I practice Reiki, I use Cho Ku Rei, Sei Hei Ki, Honshaze Shonen, and Daikomyo when I had only Usui training or Usui attunements. Then I added Karuna, Shambhala, and other symbols as well. Ideally, if you really want to integrate a symbol, you should use it separately. I didn't know that back then. I realized it later on that from another teacher that, take Cho Ku Rei and use it for a few days, a week in a self-treatment. Then take Sei Hei Ki and use it for the self-treatment. Then take conscious action and use it for the self-treatment. And then take Daikomi and the same. And you only use that symbol and see the difference, feel the vibration, you integrate it better. While using them all together might be a bit mixed and you don't know what the universal energy flows, you probably feel it, you feel amazing, but it's like a mixed feeling, not mixed emotions, mixed energy, high vibrational energy there. So that's the first thing. They connect, they enhance your therapy, your practice. The second one, don't worry about forgetting a line within the symbol. Don't worry about the fact that you are not drawing it correctly. The important thing is knowing how it looks like, using it when it matters, and knowing what it does. And integrating it through practice and keep on using it. And the third thing is, do they work? Well, they do work. You are attuned to Reiki, then Sui Reiki in this case, the examples I was giving. Yes, it works. You might, even if you don't feel something right now, you might be not so sensitive maybe to the flow of energy yet. Don't worry about it, but they work and you can use them in so many ways, not only in self-treatment. You can use them for cleansing your home. You can use it for protection, for helping others, and so on. I present everything in my articles and my book, as I mentioned, and in my courses. So the thing is that you need to know to feel the energy when you are using it. If you don't feel the energy right away, don't worry about it. You will most likely feel it in time when you integrate the energy and information of the symbol, the structure of the symbol. But they do work. You don't have to worry about, I did the Cho Ku Rei, I'm not feeling anything. Just give it some time. Work with it. I didn't feel it in the beginning as well. Honestly, I felt something, maybe a tingling sensation, but that came when I was practicing the self-treatment. But in the beginning, when I was activating the symbols, I didn't even know what I was doing. I had to go to 3 teachers to properly understand what's going on with Reiki and symbols. I didn't learn that fast. I needed some time, so don't worry about it. But once you understand what this all means and what it means to integrate them and into Reiki and practice with them, you will probably feel a bit different. You will feel the vibration. Maybe you'll feel just a tingling sensation. But you will understand that, they actually function. They protect you. They can be used for protection, as I was mentioning. They cleanse certain areas of the body that you channel them. If you put it in a certain place of your body, in your palms and to your abdomen, maybe you have a discomfort. And you send universal energy. See how that feels compared with no symbol, just the palms. There should be a difference. Reiki flows either way. With the symbols, it's more abundant and it flows towards the direction that the symbol connects to. So I hope that makes a bit more sense. Now, they do have long-lasting benefits. We're working with symbols, they do help you raise the vibration, but you do need to work with them. You don't need to have the practice, the self-treatment or treatment on others. You don't just look at the symbol and your vibration rises. Not much will happen. If you look at the symbol, it's nice. And if you print it and you place it on your wall, it will offer some vibration, yeah. But the practice is what brings them to life, so to speak. So remember, Reiki symbols are the jewels of Reiki, but not exactly the practice itself. That's why you need to, in order to have beneficial, long-lasting effects, you need to use them. And they can be used for healing, protection, manifestation, empowerment, and they do enhance the energy flow and the healing potential that you can have. I wish you blessings on your journey with Reiki, and if you have any comments, you can email me, you can comment in the video as well. If you have any questions, the same. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful. Let me know if it was clear for you with everything I presented. If not, perhaps I can go even more deeper in another video. Until then, thank you for being here and for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Blessings to you.